we got a reply. Yes, hello everybody, and welcome back once again to the Dynasty Hot Seat, the only Dynasty show out there that is a certified inferno. And we're back for the 10th time, guys. Believe it or not, the 10th time for the worst team ever. Ever, by the way. In case you haven't seen this before, go back, check out the playlist below. You'll see just how bad this team is. But me and you, we're making it better because all the comments from all the videos before, I make sure that I put as many of those comments as I can into practice. You're going to see the ins and outs of this team, how it works, and you're going to be the person that recommends the next moves that are made. We've already got a couple of players off the books, and we're slowly starting to rebuild thanks to the amazing community, the amazing comment section on this video. If you're not already, get involved, be part of this journey and help create a dynasty that started from the bottom. And of course, to do that, you got to subscribe, guys. You can't be missing out. We've hit a couple of goals already. I wanted to get to that 500 mark. We smashed it. We did it. We're sort of a quarter away there now to getting up to 600. That will be brilliant by the end of April. If we can get up to 600, that'd be good. Because guess what? 75% of people watching right now.
Hey, you're not subscribed. What are you doing?
Click the button. Do it. Click it. Click it. Thank you. Sorry I had to pest you to do that, but we got to get that subscriber count up. I want to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Thank you to those people who just, responded to my badgering there. I promise I won't do that again. That's a one-off thing. So let's pull up our team and see just what's happened since we last checked in, all right? So let's pull it up. Here's where we left off last time. We had Easton Stick and Carson Wentz and Damian Harris. They had been released. No one really suggested picking up any of them off. Then, if you recall, we had a trade offer from last week. So did we go through with the trade? Did enough people say smash accept on the trade? Well, yeah. Too many people to name said smash accept. So that's exactly what I did. The trade went through. It went through the veto process in the league and eventually went through, which is brilliant. We got 2 fourths and a third for Zach Ertz and Miles Sanders. Let's build up these draft picks. Again, though, it's in 2025. We're really not loading up on this year, but that's okay. We'll take whatever we can get to get players off the book. So Ertz gone, Sanders also gone. We had some waiver claims come through. Wanty picking up Colby Parkinson, dropping Tommy DeVito. Colby Parkinson, an absolute giant of a man. He's got a chance at the Rams. Not a lot of competition over there, so I like that move from Wanty. Tim Patrick for Nick Mullins. Now, I was going to ask. I seen him available. I was going to ask in this video if we should pick up Tim Patrick. Wanty got there first, sadly. And Chase Edmonds being picked up over Joshua Dobbs as well. We seen then our trade went through a couple of days ago, and another trade went through here. Have a look at this. DeAndre Swift and a first for Trey McBride and Zamir White. There was a bit of back and forth. Saitama wasn't too pleased. First round pick and a running back 2 for a tight end. So yeah, some people a little bit upset about it. You have to remember as well, it is a tight end premium. And to be fair, arguably the second best tight end in the tight end premiums is a Selmo. Yeah. So there's a bit of back and forth, but, I actually think that's a pretty fair deal. I think it's a pretty fair deal overall. Then we had George Kittle being added to the block. Any interest in George Kittle, guys? Let me know. Selmo changed some names. Brandon Ayuk, he's a deadlock. Justin Fields, we'll get to him later because a couple of people talking about Justin Fields. We're still negotiating. Wanty kind of went through it as well. Kadarius Toney has been dropped. I will not pick him up. I don't care if every single person on this video says you got to pick up Toney. I'm not touching him. It's one rule. The one veto I'm getting, and that's it. I'm not touching Kadarius Toney. Sorry, guys. I know there's got to be people in the comments.
Hey, you should pick up Toney.
I see you guys already. I see you. Selmo also added Donta Foreman to the trade block. Do we have any interest in him? And then we got the trade eventually go through. DeAndre Swift and a first for Trey McBride and Zamir White. I think that's fine. I think that's pretty much fine. Dorian Thompson-Robinson got released, as did Logan Thomas. Any of those guys being released, you have any interest in, let me know. Now, also, you'll see here ticking in the corner, 57 days, 7 hours until the draft. Well, more like 8 hours, really. And I did post out last week, does anyone think it would be a good idea for a live draft? Dylan was like, hell yeah, that'd be awesome. So you can see here, June 1st, 11:40 p.m. I'll try to go live. It's pretty late, but I'll try to go live. I don't know what the timings are for it. I might be able to get away with getting up early in the next morning on the Sunday, June 2nd, and drafting then. Of course, I'm in the UK here, so draft time's a little different. I'll see how much time you get on the clock. Hopefully, it's quite a lot because, yeah, I don't really fancy staying up, till 1, 2 in the morning drafting. But yeah, We might need to. And if I am, I'll do it live with you guys. How about that? Okay, let's dive into those direct messages. So first of all, Nathaniel, you'll remember, asked a little bit about JK Dobbins. I said I've asked, you guys in the comments to see what kind of value do you put on him. Loads of you like Ali and other people saying he's probably worth about a third round pick. I tend to agree. And I also got like Phil saying, if we sell Dobbins now, we're selling him at his basement value. So he's a tricky one. JK Dobbins, he's my most owned Dynasty player, which is terrible. He just keeps getting injured. I wonder if we can get more than a third for him and if it's worth the risk selling a JK Dobbins right now. So have a look for the comments. There'll be a question that says, should we sell Dobbins now or wait until the start of the season? Even if we try to sell him now, we might not be able to. So what I'll do is, if people say yes, sell now, I'll push out an offer that is JK Dobbins for it. I'll put like a third and a fourth, right? And I'll send that to everyone, just like we did with our other trades with Sanders. And that was successful because eventually we got rid of Sanders. But if more people say no, we'll hold until the start of the season. So leave a comment saying what you think about that. Not sure if we picked up on this last time, but we were asked a couple of times about trying to sell Kirk Cousins to the person that owns Drake London. That is Wanty, who says his quarterback room's fine, so he's not interested, sadly. Then, yeah, there was a bit of a mix-up with Bill's Mafia. So if you remember, he was here. Remember, he sort of said 111 and 202 for Jones and Cousins, ? So then I said, okay, maybe would you take the 111 for Daniel Jones? And then he said, Daniel Jones? So for Jones, even Daniel Jones. So okay, yeah, Daniel Jones, yes. Then we just circle back, if you remember, 111 for Daniel Jones, and he said that he would pass on the 111 for Daniel Jones. And then I asked, are you still open to the 202? I'll ask in the next video about it. Then he said, 202 for what? Daniel Jones. So I understand you get a load of messages coming through, so I get why he's doing that. So, and then I said, I think you mentioned earlier 111 and 202 for Jones and Cousins, which was up here. Unfortunately, you brought up that trade. I wouldn't pay the 111 and 202 for Jones and Cousins. I value Daniel Jones around a late second or early third. I think he was just doing what he does here and essentially, if I could call you out a little bit, not being bothered to read the line before. Basically being like 202 for what? It's like it does say literally above, like just scroll up. So I think that's what he was doing here. He just couldn't really be bothered reading the full thing. So that's where the confusion came from. He said, you brought up that offer. Yeah. Whereas here, it does look like that is what he's offering, but it wasn't, sadly. Yeah. Eventually I just got back to him and saying, look, I must have misread the way you worded it. I thought you were asking if I would accept 111 and 202 for both of them. I think that's what we all thought reading it. I said it's my bad, but I mean, actually, it's both our bads. I mean, both of us, we can do better, Bills Mafia. Let's have better communication between both of us. Then I said, what's your value on Cousins? He's not got back to me yet. I'll just message him, trying to circle back to it. So if we go back to CA Buckeye as well, you'll know I put out the trade. Schultz for Dulcich in the second. And he says he's holding right now. He has a few possibilities with the 112 and he's waiting to see. And he says the Schultz is a little too much right now. And the same with Sanders, who we got rid of anyway. We can negotiate those after and decide how I'm using the 112. It's on the block if you're interested. I've said the 112 would be cool. What kind of price would you want for it? I can ask my next video what the people would pay for it. He said wide receiver and tight end are my two biggest needs. Schultz could be involved in the deal, I asked. He said possibly. And then I said I'd be happy with that. With this being the tight end premium league, I have to value him slightly higher than a normal PPR league. Nothing major. I don't think he's worth the 112 on his own. However, he's not miles away with him being linked to CJ. No reply back as of yet. So we'll try and bump that and see how CA Buckeye's feeling about potentially buying Dalton Schultz. Let me know in the comments, what would you sell Dalton Schultz for? He's going to have a real nice opportunity here to make the most of all of his targets. There is a loaded wide receiver room there. So I am maybe slightly worried that he's going to go the way of like a Dallas Goedert where there's too many mouths to feed going around. But I think Schultz is a good enough guy that he'll get a certain percentage of target share and he'll do well with those targets. I think we can get a good price for Schultz still. And yeah, just send him a little message saying circling back. Hopefully he gets back to us soon. Then I just had some chats with my guy Rai who sent that offer over. Just said, Just asked the question. Video's coming out today. I'll let you know. It said enough people have said accept, so let's do it. Pleasure doing business. And he says, yeah, appreciate it. All that good stuff. Do more business in the future. I said, yeah, everyone's for sale. Come get it. Now, did he mention Schultz? He did. What's the Schultz price? So we might message back my guy Rye asking about the interest levels in Dalton Schultz. Let's do it. All right, so we just fired him a message across. Are you still interested in Schultz? Let's see. Now, last time we heard from Nomad, it was 2 months ago. And since then, we've said...
What'd you do a deal involving Cup? He's gone. We like Jaden Reed. We like Kyle Pitts. We like Jameson Williams. Here's a trade offer for Cooper Kupp and Rashee Rice, but I wish you took that now. What's the price of Douglas? Wan'Dale Robinson. Tagged him. What about Pitts for Cousins? Would you like Kirk Cousins? Tagged him. Proposed a trade. Miles Sanders for a third. Waller and Ertz also available. Proposed a trade.
We got a reply. 2 months later, we got a reply. Hey man, I'm sorry. I've had to take some time off for personal stuff. I'll check the league out tomorrow and try and get some offers out too. Sorry about the delay. I'm glad he's doing well. That was 7 days ago. 6 days ago, I said that would be great. Yeah. Nothing yet. Do we message again? Why not? I've said we're just going to keep messaging him, so let's keep messaging him, right? Cousins was the big target for him because he has Kyle Pitts, so, let's see. So, just checked in again. Maybe we can get some business done with him, but unsure. At least he's not as bad as a guy that Dave knows who literally deletes the app over the postseason, so at least we're doing better than that with him. That's something we can take out of it, right? But yeah, might have to take CJ and Ali up on their offer and get them involved. That'd be great. As long as I get discount, guys. As long as I get discount from you. All right, so I had a pretty good chat with the Selmo about Justin Fields, Gardner Minshew, all those guys we were chatting about last week. I said, would you have any interest in getting a piece like Minshew or Daniel Jones in a trade involving Fields? He says, I don't know, would depend on the trade. And then he said IG, and I couldn't figure out what it is, so I had to Google it, I think. IG means I guess, as far as I'm aware, unless he's insulting me and I don't realize it. But I think IG means I guess. Which one would you value more, Minshew or Jones? Jones, IG, I guess, right? That makes sense, doesn't it? I said, okay, so for Fields, you think we could do Jones and a little on top? I'm even a little resistant to give on top because Fields is a backup, right? Russ played really well towards the end of last year. Fields is definitely going to be the backup. However, I'm happy to use Jones as a piece, just putting it out there. Then he says he'd rather take a chance on Fields than Jones, and a little on top wouldn't do much for me. Also, would you be looking for Kirk Cousins? I am not doing Justin Fields straight up for Kirk Cousins, right? You guys don't think that. If you do, I'll do it. But yeah, do you think we could offer Kirk Cousins straight up for Justin Fields? I don't think that's good enough, personally. I would definitely want more on top of Justin Fields to get Kirk Cousins. But let me know in the comments what you think. I've said, I'll have a look now and see. I said youngish wide receivers and picks are the top of the list for the rebuild. The 2025 first, and maybe a little extra. I could ask about it in the next video. What do you think we could get for Kirk Cousins for a Selmo's team? Let's have a look at a Selmo's team and see then, will we? All right, so guys with locks, I'm guessing, we're not even mentioning them. Christian McCaffrey, we're not going to get him. Mark Andrews, he's probably too old. George Kittle's on the block. Michael Pittman Jr., he would be a good person to go after, I think. Could we get Michael Pittman Jr. for Kirk Cousins straight up? Maybe we can get that on top even. I don't know. Mike Evans is there, who's a bit too old for our team. Geno Smith, Justin Fields, we spoke about earlier. Then he's got a bunch of guys, really, at running back. P. Ryan, Edwards, Harris, Chandler Brown. He's got Christian Kirk, who's not a bad piece. Then Slayton and Higbee and Everett and Knox. And a bunch of guys. Parker Washington, we did speak about earlier, but we said we wouldn't bother. Oh, he's got Nomad's 2025 first. That will be interesting, right? And he's got another 2025 first. That's where I'm thinking. We just go after the first round picks for Kirk Cousins. Did anybody see anything else in there? That'll be the pin question this week. What do we try to do for Kirk Cousins? Because he's our next most valuable piece. So we have to be really careful, like we were with Cooper Kupp, to make sure we get a good deal for Kirk Cousins. So let me know. It's the pin comment. What kind of deal should we get from a Selmo for Kirk Cousins using what you've seen there? If you remember, we kind of looked at Tyreek Hill a little bit. He was on the block, said Tom was checking. Said he need picks or players or a combination of both. Said, I'm not really sure. Giving up picks is what we're looking to do. Is there any players you would like as part of it? He never got back to us. That was only 3 days ago, though. So I just sent a little message. checking in to see if there was any players he would like as part of the Tyreek Hill deal. He's someone I think if we got Hill now, come, end of season, someone needs a wide receiver to go win a championship, we could probably make a profit on Tyreek Hill if we do everything just right. So into some of the other messages from the comment section, BMU and also Kyle saying we should try and get Justin Fields by using someone like a Gardner Minshew. We've seen in the comments earlier, he's not really convinced that he wants a Jones or a Gardner Minshew. He'd rather just take the risk on Justin Fields, which is slightly unfortunate because I thought that would have been a good deal. We might be able to use Kirk Cousins and get Fields plus for Kirk Cousins, but it looks like we can't use Minshew or Daniel Jones, sadly. But I do know Dylan, who is a Giants fan, he was saying, man, we got to sell Daniel Jones as soon as possible. What could we get for this guy? He's so interesting to try and evaluate. Do we risk it and wait till after the draft? Or do we try and sell him now? I'm inclined to say try and sell him now, but I'm not sure what we can get for him. I think at best, we might be able to get a second round pick. Maybe a 2026 first. I don't think so. I wonder if we should put out some offers like we did before. Should we, and again, say if you think, should we offer every single person in the league Daniel Jones for a 2026 first? Just fire that offer out there and see what we can get for it. There's no harm, right? I think that might be a good idea. Let me know if you think that's a good idea or if we're just wasting our time offering that. Let me know what you think. And then finally, Dylan said, hey, why don't we try and get the extra for that 201? Try and get some extra draft picks for it. So I've just put in, hey, everybody, I'm looking to sell my 201 for extra picks if anyone is interested. So hopefully that will reel in some people and we'll see if we can get an extra pick in the second round this year, hopefully, plus a little bit more. We could probably even get a future first for that. We'll see what we get back in. I think a 25 first would be pretty good. Someone might think they're a contender and take the risk. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But the offer's out there, so let's see if it catches anything. So that brings us to an end of the worst team ever here on the Dynasty Hot Seat. Guys, we did it again. We got another trade done. We're slowly and surely building up that draft capital, which is exactly what we needed to do. So let's pull up our team here and we'll see currently what we have got to work with. We've got Daniel Jones, who we're actively trying to sell. Check the comments from me about Daniel Jones. We have Kareem Hunt. Anyone have any opinions what we can do with Kareem Hunt? I don't know, man. I'm really not sure. Dobbins, again, check those messages. Should we hold or try and sell Dobbins now? T. Higgins, hey, we've not tried to do much with T. I think most people are saying we should hold and wait and see what happens with him. Man, if he gets traded to the Bills, like I'm seeing some rumors, wheels up for T. Higgins. His value is going to shoot up. So I think, yeah, we hold on to him for a while and see. Brown, he's not going to go. He's not going to fetch any value, especially now that Diggs has been traded to the Texans. He's borderline droppable at this stage. Schultz, we have tried to bring out an offer. Again, let me know if you think you've got a good deal for Schultz somewhere there. Edge Ed Dillon, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's just been re-signed by the Chiefs, actually. Juju is there. Kirk Cousins, pinned comment. Kirk Cousins, what do we do? He's probably, him and T. Higgins, but probably Kirk Cousins a little bit more the most valuable asset we got. Jimmy G, he's next to useless. Winston, we have to see if Watson goes down or whatever. Brissett, he's a sneaky one. He might start. Minshew, we've tried to sell Minshew a couple of times. Maybe there's an offer we could put out for Minshew. Maybe a second round pick. Do we send that to all? Zach Wilson, who cares? Davis Mills, who cares? Jeff Wilson, he could be an interesting piece. I wonder if we look for the person that owns Etchan or the person that owns Mostert and try and sell Wilson to them. Kelly, who knows what's going to happen? Carter, Osborne, Waller might retire. No one picked us up on the Darren Waller for a third. Sadly, Mike Gesicki, his value's popped up a bit, right? He's popped up a bit since going to the Bengals. He could be interesting in season. And then Noah Fant as well. And then a bunch of guys here. Maybe there's still some Keyshawn Butte or Malik Willis believers. But here's the important bit. The draft capital, we started to build it. If you remember, we had almost no picks, pretty much. But now we've managed to get this 201, which was very kind of the league to give a compensatory pick. We managed to build up. We've got a late third here. We've got a middle third and an early third for this year. And then we've got 2 fourths for this year as well. That's pretty cool. We still don't have a first for next year, but we got a second and we got 1, 2, 3 thirds now in 2025. And we got 2 fourths. Now in 2026, we've managed to amass 3 first-round picks, which I think is great. And we've got a second, 2/3, and a fourth. So our draft capital is building, which is exactly what we need to happen. So thank you so much for everyone in the comments making that happen. If you've not already, you've made it this far, hitting that like, hitting that subscribe button. If you don't want to miss an episode, hit that bell as well. Yeah, thank you so much. And hey, also, if you've not already, leave a comment. I want to hear from new people. There's, hundreds of people watching the show. We've got dozens of people commenting. Let's see if I can get some new names mentioned. I always like it when a new name pops up out of nowhere. So if you're thinking, I know how to fix this team, and you've not commented, I'd love to hear from you. Love it. So let's see some new people commenting this week. That'll be absolutely brilliant. Amazing job as ever, team. We are slowly getting there. We're turning this team from the worst team ever into a dynasty. Let's go. Let's keep pushing to the end. See, no sign-off line, by the way. Everyone keeps dodging this bullet. I'm going to put it again. It's going to be there again. What should the sign-off line be? Come on, one of you guys. We come up with a mags to riches. That was genius for Benny Blanco. What's the sign-off line? Still don't have it. We'll just stay lit until then, though, right? See ya. Bye.